Will we have air support? What? Are you kidding? You are the support, son!
Welcome to our first episode of You Are the Support, here with Jipper McLeod. With a rich and ever-expanding universe, Gears of War has become, of course, one of my favorite franchises, but also a lot of other Gears heads out there. And one of the things that's always interesting to me is not only the storytelling of our main characters, but also the lore of the overall universe. And when it comes down to the universe, there's a lot of supporting cast characters throughout the whole series that we don't really know as much about, unless if you read through all the different material, the books, the novels, the comics, even sometimes some deleted scenes, which we'll see in this very first episode as we talk about the stranded leader known as Franklin Tsoko. We first meet Franklin in Gears of War during the light mass offensive when Dom and Delta Squad arrive at his outpost, wanting to borrow his junker Laverne. When Delta Squad first stopped by Franklin's outpost, several of his guards were annoyed by the presence of the Gears, but Franklin told them to calm down. Although greeting Dom with a warm welcome and worried about the rest of Delta being in their presence, Dom asked him to borrow Laverne for transportation purposes, but Franklin was opposed to giving it to him. However, Dom was calling in a favor that Franklin owed him. So Franklin grudgingly agreed to allow Dom and Sergeant Marcus Phoenix to go off looking for it, on the condition that Private Damon Baird and Augustus Cole stayed with him as collateral until they got back. Dom agreed, and Franklin gave him the keys to the junker, and told him that this made them even, and not ask any more favors beyond his helping of finding Maria. Throughout the rest of the events of Gears of War 1 that Franklin was involved with, he would end up helping Dom and Marcus be guided through the stranded outpost to get to Chaps' gas station, which is where his junker Laverne was. Also during this time, Franklin and his outpost ends up getting attacked from Locust and the Krill. Although he ends up defending the territory and surviving to live another day, Dom does ask him to join the COG forces afterwards, which he declines multiple times. Although Franklin is referenced in Astro Fields, there's not much more before we get to Gears of War 2. As Chairman Prescott is telling everybody about the Hollow Storm operation, we can end up seeing Franklin walk across the screen here, but that's about all we see him in Gears of War 2. Unless if you want to go off script and talk about the non-canon DLC and also delete a scene known as the Road to Ruin. Now, the Road to Ruin, which involves Marcus and Dom sneaking into Nexus disguised as Theron guards, is basically where we end up seeing Franklin for the last time. As you end up deciding to go through the Nexus highway, you can end up picking to be stealthy, or you can end up going guns a-blazing. Now, in this scenario that you're seeing through the video, we end up seeing Dom and Marcus dressed up as Theron guards to be able to try to sneak into Nexus through what's known as the Nexus Highway. And as you end up traveling and traversing the highway, you'll end up seeing a lot of different cells that are to the left and to the right of the overall complex. Now as they're walking, they hear a familiar voice that starts kind of egging them on. One that's trying to pick a fight with them. And that person that they end up actually seeing is Franklin.
Holy shit! Oh man, that's what I'm talking about! I never thought I'd be so happy to see your fascist asses! Yeah, man, that's my boy Dom! What's up, man? Yo, guess what? I finally got some info on Maria, man! I think she might be... We gotta keep moving. Yo, Dom, man, you sure you don't want to...
Yeah. I'll tell you later. Just kill as many as you can.
Go!
Once the trio successfully defeats the Locust, Marcus and Dom tells Franklin that they're going deeper into the Hollow, in which he replied that they were crazy and he was going to live for another day by getting out of the area. From here, though, it is unknown what happened to Franklin.
We're not done yet.
But those who researched it to the lore could only come up with the idea that Franklin either got back to the surface to continue living, or he died in the sinking of Jacinto. We'd like to end this video with throwing a few quick facts at you. First off, Franklin was voiced by the talented and well-known voice of John DiMaggio, who also does Marcus Phoenix, Bender from Futurama, and Jake the dog from Adventure Time, among many more. Franklin also has a pretty slick paint job on his armor in Gears of War 2, as it's the face of a Brumac. Lastly, submission fans from Gears of War 2 will remember that Franklin, alongside Chaps, was one of the NPCs in the multiplayer mode that you had to catch as a flag and take to the hill to win the round. Thanks for watching You Are the Support. I'm Jibbery McLeod, and I hope to see you next time.